When puffs of hot air rise, they make the dust in the air move around. When wind blows, all this stuff moves around and stuff. So dirt also moves around in the air. And the stars look like they're twinkling. And in the winter, when it's really cold, the air doesn't rise as much, and the stars don't twinkle very much.
High pressure is really starting to build in, and that means the winds are picking up, the water is on the rise. Sunshine, excuse me, sir, can I use your weather map? Considering the following. Oh, well, hi, Bill, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks. So a barometer is what scientists use to measure pressure in the atmosphere. Baros are an old word that means weight. So a barometer weighs the atmosphere. We call it barometric pressure. Tell you what, take a look at this. Take a look at this map in a dish. When I tip it this way, it makes the oil slosh to this end. And it gets thicker here and thinner here. The same thing happens with the air in our atmosphere. Some places it's thick and some places it's thin. Now when the air is thick, it gets heavier. It can push the water level in this weather glass down. We see it's got high barometric pressure. Or it can make the needle on this type of barometer go this way, like a clock. Now when the air is thin, it doesn't weigh as much. It lets the water level in the weather glass come up. We see it's got low barometric pressure. Or it lets the needle on this barometer come back in this direction. Now normally, if you have high barometric pressure, it's sunny. And when we have low barometric pressure, it's stormy. The winds are kicking out of the north up to 40 miles. We're almost done. Yeah, thanks. So, sloshing air makes wind. And that's what makes hurricanes and thunderstorms, tornadoes, and typhoons. Thank you for joining us on Consider the Following.
Don't let this clown in there. Somebody call security, would you?
From west to east. It's sometimes called westerly. It goes about 250 kilometers an hour. That's enough to make a trip from San Francisco to New York take 5 hours. When a trip from New York to San Francisco takes 6 hours, all because the plane has to push against the wind.
Another great moment in science. Last episode, Science Guy gets curious about wind. Jumps on a airplane. Some question the wisdom of this move. Oh boy, this is one wacky guy. See what happens next. After a successful landing, Science Guy concludes wind comes from the heating and cooling of the Earth by the sun and the Earth's rotation. Another great moment in science. Weather Watch with Johnny Wind.
Oh, okay.
Sitting in for Johnny Wind tonight is Connie Coriolis.
Good evening. This is Weather Watch. I'm Connie Coriolis, sitting in for Johnny Wind. In tonight's top story, Weather Watch news anchor Johnny Wind is still missing.
Go into my bedroom.
Authorities discovered
My
a fan
bedroom.
letter in
Go in
his
our
phone
bedroom.
That has led them to believe he
And
may
then
be
go
off
to where my
flying a
stuff
kite.
is. I'm supposed to be cleaning
In
that up.
other
But
news, the sun today heated air at the equator, causing it to rise. This rising motion left a void that was quickly filled in by cooler air. Millions experienced this as wind, a natural phenomenon and no relation to the missing Weather Watch anchor. For a special report on this, we go to Gale Force on Hurricane Ridge.
This is wind, a natural phenomenon that is no relation to